Air Pollution Part 1 Unit Review. Let's review the atmosphere. It's 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. It's broken up into 5 layers, starting with the troposphere, which supports life, is 75–80% of the Earth's air mass, has rising and falling air currents, weather and climate, and is involved in chemical cycling. It's followed by the stratosphere, which has a similar composition of the troposphere with less water and contains the protective ozone layer. These 2 layers are going to be the most important ones for this chapter. They're followed by the mesosphere, thermosphere, and ionosphere/exosphere, which won't be as important. So what is air pollution? It's the buildup of harmful substances in the atmosphere at unhealthy levels. It's caused by natural sources, such as volcanoes and pollen, and human activities, or unnatural sources. Basically, whenever something burns, pollutants enter the atmosphere. There are 2 main groups of pollutants: primary pollutants, which enter the atmosphere directly, naturally or by human sources, and then secondary pollutants, which occur when primary pollutants mix. What are the 5 major primary pollutants? Carbon monoxide is number 1, followed by sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, volatile organics, and particulates. The number 1 sources for these pollutions are transportation, followed by stationary sources, fuel combustion, industrial processes, miscellaneous, and solid waste disposal. So carbon monoxide, it's odorless, colorless, and a poisonous gas. It's caused by incomplete burning of carbon. Main source is car exhaust. Transportation is 80%. Burning organic material and cigarettes also cause carbon monoxide to be released into the atmosphere. It's not persistent and usually combines to form CO2. Carbon monoxide also binds with hemoglobin and causes a number of blood-related issues. Carbon dioxide is also odorless and colorless. 93% of it results from the carbon cycle and industrialization. CO2 also contributes to global warming and climate change. Nitrogen oxides are colorless and odorless. And transportation is the major source, as is burning fossil fuels. Sulfur dioxide is colorless and has an irritating odor. 1/3 of it comes from the cycle. 90% of it comes from electricity production and coal burning. These pollutants cause a number of problems, such as acid rain, smog, respiratory issues, and irritation of eyes, nose, and throat. Volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, are mostly hydrocarbons and are caused by incomplete burning or evaporation. Transportation and burning of fossil fuels are the main sources, and they are also found in paints, cleaners, aerosol sprays, and dry cleaners. They weaken immune and central nervous systems, irritate eyes, nose, and throat, cause headache and nausea, and also can cause kidney and liver damage. Particulate matter, the source is suspended particles in the air, and can be found in both solid and liquid form. They're caused by mining, burning of fossil fuels, industrial plants, dust, wildfires, sea salt, auto sources, and paved roads. 60% of particulate matter comes from natural sources and 38% from human. So what are some factors that decrease air pollution? If a particle is heavier than air, it settles due to gravity. Precipitation cleans air. Sea spray can wash out particles. Wind can blow particles. And chemical reactions can cause pollutant particles to form non-pollutant particles. Factors that increase air pollution. Urban buildings, which slow wind and reduce dilution. Mountains and hills also do this. High temperatures, which promote chemical reactions. VOCs from certain trees like the oak tree, and vines like the kudzu. The grasshopper effect, when pollutants are transported from tropical regions to polar regions. And temperature inversions. Temperature inversions are caused when the air above is warmer than the air below, causing pollutants to be trapped near the surface. This also traps smog. Outdoor air pollution. Photochemical smog is air pollution that hangs over urban areas and reduces visibility. It's a mixing of primary and secondary pollutants, as well as sunlight. Main cause is car emissions. Cars alone produce nitrogen, sulfur, VOCs, and particulate matter. Once these pollutants react with sunlight, they form photochemical smog. In LA, it's a big problem. Acid deposition is when sulfur and nitrogen in the atmosphere react with H2O, forming sulfuric or nitric acids. It can be found in wet deposits, such as rain, snow, and fog, and dry deposits, which are acid particles. Basically, acid deposition has a pH rating of below 5.6. Acid deposition can cause damage to soil, organisms, crops, and plants, as well as structures. Indoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution is a serious problem. 11 of the common air pollutants are 2 to 5 times higher inside than outside. This causes health risks to be magnified because people spend 70 to 98% of their time indoors. The 4 most dangerous indoor air pollutants are tobacco smoke, radon, which is found underground from decaying uranium, small particles, which can come from a number of sources, and formaldehyde, which can be found in furniture. More common indoor problems are dust mites, mold, and mildew, which can all contribute to sick building syndrome, which causes dizziness, headaches, respiratory problems, irritations in the eyes and skin. Some solutions to air pollution have been found. The United States passed 3 Clean Air Acts in 1970, 1977, and 1990, and steps toward prevention have been taken. In the U.S., there's been a decrease in emissions with the use of low-sulfur diesel fuel, which cuts down on pollution. And new cars also have better emissions, which cuts down on transportation, which is the #1 source of pollutants released into the atmosphere.